All right, guys, it's been a minute. Welcome back to another edition of League Talk, the Touchline Podcast. Are back on your screen. If you're new here, hit the like button, hit subscribe, comment down below. If you're listening to us on Spotify, make sure you follow us there. Yeah, boys, been a minute.
It's been a while. Anthony's gotten bigger. I
swear these guys using steroids.
I'm not taking anything.
Come on, tell
No, I'm only using organic protein. That's what
sure?
I'm doing. 100%
Liar, look, your nose is growing.
Mate, my nose has always been fucking big, you idiot.
Yeah, but it's been a long time. But yeah, it's good to be back.
Where have we been?
I'm just sorting a few things out. It's off season, so again, like there hasn't been a lot of news rugby league, but lately there has been with a lot of signings and all that. So yeah, we'll be getting a few things done, but now we're back on, especially with a bit of league talk, a bit of interesting news coming out, and yeah, we'll get started with that.
Josh Addo-Carr, a couple of days ago, terminated. We knew this was coming.
Yeah.
But what are your final thoughts about it?
Look, I think for me, I've always said it that he's deserved a second chance because this is the first time he's been really in any sort of incident with the Dogs. But when you lie to the club and he's still denying that he even took any sort of drug, it's only right that he was to leave. And Gus Goode has had this firm ever since he joined the club. When I think there was a similar situation during the start of the year. I'm not sure which player, but he said if that was my player, he'll be leaving the club. So Fox was in this situation, and Gus, he's a man of his word, and he took him out of the club, which is I guess a fair call. Yeah, it's annoying how it's all happened, and again, all the reports before they made the decision saying that he's out, he's gone, and yeah, the final call was made. Gus Goode decides to get rid of him. It is upsetting. I personally would have gave him another chance because you look at his record. He's had a clean record and has done nothing wrong in his NRL career. All the fans love him. All the kids look up to him. So, again, things happen in life. People make mistakes. But, again, I would have given him that chance. But it is what it is. We got Montoya, Wilson now. So, we've got some backups that can replace him. So, yeah, I wish the Fox all the best in his future. I'm going to miss him. He's even said, not like recently, but I think previously, probably last year or something, that he's never been at a club where he's felt so welcomed and so loved. And I feel he's probably regretted what he's done, and he's going to really miss the club.
I see the thing about regret. I don't think he's done it. I've changed my stance on it, to be honest. Judging by his body language, the way he's speaking, his caption on Instagram, that post, where he's signing off, he didn't say sorry. If you notice, he didn't say sorry. Yeah. So why are you gonna say sorry for something you didn't do? Well, you didn't do. And I feel like the same thing a lot of people feel like. That he must have been spiked. Something must have happened. Because, bro, you don't hire a criminal lawyer, which I think he hired in his case to go up to the board and present his case. No one does that if you think you're truly innocent. Bro, just with his body language, with the way he's speaking, with the way how sad he is. He's very sad about this, bro. If you know you're guilty, you're not going to be very remorseful about it. That's your fault. You're going to regret it, but you can just tell. And a big telltale was the fact that he didn't say sorry that I messed up. He didn't say that sorry I messed up. He just said it was unfortunate events.
And for me, he's been for a few reports reading that he's still denying it. And for me, you cannot just keep on denying when the facts are showing that he's been proven guilty about taking drugs. And for him to keep denying it, just something about that makes me believe that he's saying the truth.
And I thought he was talking out of his ass when he was maintaining his innocence. But I truly think he didn't do it now. And that's why I have a funny feeling about this, bro.
I don't know what's behind the scenes and the stories and that, but end of the day, look, his mistake, what he did, it was bad. Okay,
but I don't think he did it. I don't know. Look, I can't maybe someone spiked his drink. Maybe it can happen, bro. Just maybe something would have happened.
I don't know. We don't know what the news behind the scenes.
When the news had came out, he was like, I don't know how that got into my body, and I think he's saying the truth. I
really don't know.
Yes, the clubs don't have enough evidence to overturn that he didn't take it. It got into his system. He's saying he doesn't know how, but they don't know how. So if it's in his system, the only way they can do with it is to get him out, which again, I understand why, but
it's setting I believe him. Yeah, but maybe one of his mates that were doing it put it in his drink. He was drinking. I know we said this before, but I was really sold on the way he reacted to all of this and what he did leading up to his termination. But someone who has just been given a slap on the wrist, Ezra Mam. We haven't talked. I know this is old news, but we haven't been on the podcast lately to be talking about it. I've talked about it. What did you think about that? He got a slap on the wrist. I don't think Broncos are going to sack him. He,
I think they will
he
sack
did things that were worse than what Addo-Carr did. He had a head-on car crash.
Car crash.
Driving without his license.
I think he was on drugs.
Failed his roadside drug test.
Yeah.
And
he's just going to get a slap on the wrist. I get it. You got to set an example with Addo-Carr's case, and no matter what, if it still came up on the drug test result, it came up positive. And in his case, I reckon Ezra Mam should be gone. I reckon Broncos are very pressured here, where they've seen what the Bulldogs have done in sacking Addo-Carr, and they got to follow suit.
Yeah, it's only fair, I think, if he leaves, Ezra Mam.
Yeah, he has to, because what he did, like a bloody head-on collision, and plus nearly killing someone as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's.
I think it was a young kid too.
Yeah, the courts, I think.
The courts were saying
very soon.
Yeah, very soon.
He could have got done for.
But what do you think? Do Broncos are they pressured to sack him?
If I was Michael Maguire right now, I think you make a decision now that you let him go, because what he did. Because when you're outside of the football world and out of the off season now, like when this situation happens, you can't do things like that. You got to follow the rules and regulations on the road too. Like you got to be driving very
if it's
sensible
like
too.
Just a drug incident, you can let it slide and say, all right, he's made a mistake, but there was things leading to that were like put people's life in danger.
And drunk as well, like alcohol that's affected as well. Everything affects.
Ben Hunt, Maguire, I think Ben Hunt's spoken about him. If he was to join Broncos again, it'll be a dream for him. Maguire's spoken about him. So I think they're planning life without Ezra Mam. And
but I read it today. What the thing is if Ezra Mam is suspended, which he'll probably be suspended for a long time. So I think they're going to cut a deal with the NRL where they can loan a player. That's worth up to $800K, which is pretty much Ben Hunt money.
Exactly.
And then that will lure Ben Hunt into the Broncos again.
So and like Michael Maguire's in a position now where he's a new coach. Yeah. This is a big decision. Does he? I think they're going to suspend him. I don't think they'll sack him, but to show his mark that he's the coach, that he's ready to make the big decisions, I think get rid of Ezra Mam. That will be,
bro. They have to get rid of him. No. Just because of the Bulldogs, they have to, bro. It just happens so soon.
It's the right decision.
Had they not sack Ezra Mam, they're gonna be like, "Hey, where's the consistency here?"
Exactly.
Like, really, NRL clubs are meant to follow the same morals, the same suit. But if you're gonna keep a player that's done worse than what your other from another player from another club allegedly did, bro, like it speaks volumes, man. It just puts the club at
risk as well.
No, it puts them at pressure, man. It's just media's going to get a hold of it, and they're going to be like, what the hell's happening with the Broncos?
Yeah, look, it's a tough decision. Well, in my eyes, it's an easy decision, but again, because of how big of a player he is, they're probably going to keep him, but he'll take the suspension.
But Addo-Carr, I know we digressed a bit, but Addo-Carr, he's been linked with the Eels now. He was in a meeting with Jason Rolls yesterday or today.
Yeah.
What do you think of that signing?
It hurts.
Look, it hasn't.
It
hasn't been official yet. But I'm not gonna. I don't want to go too hard. Like I don't want to say, but because I was at the charity event last Saturday, there was rumors, people telling me that I know from Joey's friends and that. I don't want to say. Yeah. Anyways, they're saying that he could be linked to Dragons as well. So. They had the meeting with Parramatta, but they haven't made it official. So it could be Dragons or Parramatta, but I think he's leading to Dragons.
Well, since your alleged meeting, he's met up with the coach Jason Rolls, and who knows? Maybe he might have met up with Dragons coach.
Look, even he's linked with Dragons, and I feel if it was to go to Dragons, I feel. Dragons are just really focusing on short-term player signings than rather long-term. Yeah. You look at, they've signed Valentine Holmes, who's, I think, 32, 33 age. Like he's heading towards like retirement soon, but still a fantastic player. Fox, he's not the same Fox we've seen in a while. He's getting old. Gutson is now linked to a move to Dragons. So Dragons, I feel what they're doing is not good for the long term. The players are going to retire very soon. Even Damien Cook we're forgetting. So these players are going to leave in a matter of 2 to 3 years. And if you want to build a sustainable club for a long term, you cannot be signing these players. Yeah. Yes, you need experience to maybe get them over the line for top 8 next year, and that's what they lack this year. So it's good in a way, but long term, it's probably not the best signings.
Yeah, look, on the Addo-Carr, like, it'll hurt me if he goes to Eels. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck, it'd
You
be
don't
like
want
a
your
bullet to the chest.
favorite player, one of your best players who helped us through that 3-year period where we're struggling to go to Eels. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow. And to see him in an Eels jersey potentially when he faces us, it's not something weird. You want to see. And I hope he's going to, of course, think about his future, but I hope deep down he thinks of the Bulldogs fans, knowing that we probably won't be happy for him going to Eels. I'd rather him go Dragons.
Yeah,
because
or Tigers as well, because Tigers are other options.
Moving to rival clubs is things that people take hard.
Yeah.
So like, I hope he joins Dragons.
I feel like Josh Addo-Carr fits the Eels, but as hurtful as it might be watching those rivalry games, man, and I just know those fans are going to give it to us that we got your boy and whatever. They're going to claim him. They're already claiming him. Yeah, I've seen shit.
Yeah, I know.
So like,
but who cares? End of the day, you know why? Because I know Bulldogs are going to be better next year.
100 times. We love Addo-Carr, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Of course,
he's been the staple of the Bulldogs since 21. So that's what I'm saying.
He's had a lot of injuries too, bro. You know, the whole injuries the last 2 years has affected him as well. Yeah. And every time, like, when he gets injured, like, we always have to replace the player, you know.
Look, his former teammate, Ryan Papenhuyzen, now shock transfer rumours coming out last week that he might be leaving the Melbourne Storm if they don't offer him a contract he wants. Now, it's either the Bulldogs, where growing up, his family and himself are massive Bulldogs fans.
There's a photo of him.
Exactly.
There was a photo.
So he could either be joining a club that he's always adored and always had a passion for, or he could be joining Sharks, where Nico Hines could be playing a big part in that if he was to sign for them, because Kennedy might be leaving the club.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Do the Bulldogs need Papenhuyzen, but?
Like I've always said recently, look, Connor Tracy is fantastic, but I feel Bulldogs were just missing, I don't know, some spark in our team. And I think Papenhuyzen, with the money you might have to spend on him, it's a big risk because he always gets injured. Yeah. And do you want to waste that amount of money where you can just keep Connor Tracy in fullback, who's really, he doesn't get a lot of injuries.
No, he doesn't. But
when a player like Papenhuyzen is on the market, I think we have to sign him. We haven't had a fullback like himself since like Barber and Brett Morris days. And you can put Connor Tracy into the wing. So there's pros and cons about this if we were to get Papenhuyzen.
I wouldn't take it. No. I wouldn't take Papen.
No.
Bro, he's too injury prone, man. Why would you take a player that's on his last legs? Yeah. Like, there's a reason why Bellamy wants him to go if that's the case. If he's gonna release him, injury, man. It's like, how are you gonna sustain a great team, a team that can go all the way where you say your X factor fullback is gone? You know what I mean? I feel like Connor Tracy is our man. Keep him, pick and stick, and that's it.
I think it was the right decision that Tracy stays, because like he played so consistent. He had a lot of good speed. He played well. His defense was good. Everything was good with him. But I understand why Ryan Papenhuyzen has been injured so many times. Like, he always breaks his MCL and his ACL every bloody time, and he has to keep doing it all the time. That happens. I understand, but like the point is, if you're going to put him at Dogs and he's going to get injured, imagine he retires. Yeah, then you're going to say, what a waste of that money that we bought.
It is a big risk.
Exactly.
He's like one injury away from a retire. Like, as good as it sounds, Papenhuyzen, like, he's such a good player when he's fully fit. Just his name, like, the presence he can have on the club, him loving the Bulldogs, supporting him, it all makes sense for him to come.
Yeah. But he brings his experience as well from Melbourne.
Grand final experience. But then again, like, his injury is a massive thing.
Can affect,
He gets out for long periods. And Tracy, like, he's been doing good at fullback. So again, there's pros and cons, but my heart's saying Papenhuyzen, but my head's saying it's good to stick with Tracy at fullback.
I'm sticking with Tracy.
If he goes Sharks, if he goes Sharks, I think
he'll suit.
He would suit because look, they just signed for Noah Blake, and again, him and Hazelton will be a great like forward pack combination, and they've been missing that spark in the forward pack. They've just strengthened it. And I said last year that I think Sharks do have one of the best forward packs in the game. And with him, it's a perfect addition. And with Papenhuyzen, if he wants to join, that'll be just incredible.
He would that can really
suit.
I think it will suit
push Sharks for a premiership charge.
Yeah, he'll suit the Sharks very much, bro.
Well, he's a free agent right now, and I guess we've got to wait and see where he goes, or he could potentially.
It's crazy how we're talking about Papenhuyzen moving. I never thought this day would come. Yeah. So he'd be sad himself leaving Melbourne.
Yeah, but he's a good player. But I like the way he plays his style, man. His style is so good.
He could still stay, but.
Speaking of someone that's not sad about leaving their team, Zach Lomax. Yeah. He's actually happy that he left the Dragons.
He made the right decision.
So he said leaving the Dragons was the best decision he has ever made.
That's a slap in the face.
Honestly.
If a player I loved said that, I'd be so pissed. If Burden said that, for example, I'd be so pissed.
Oh, it's like a big
honestly, Dragons are in a better position than Eels right now. They're looking more better for the future than Eels right now. So personally for me right now, that could be a downgrade because it was in a rebuild right now. Dragons, they almost made the 8.
Yeah.
Shane Flanagan's building something good, so those words are going to bite him.
Well, he probably looked at the jersey and be like, "Yeah, I'm glad I left."
Look,
that new jersey, you seen
exactly,
it?
Yeah. Mitchell Moses, if Parramatta don't make top 8 this year, he could be wanting to leave. He's towards that. He's coming to an age where he needs a premiership trophy, and I don't think Eels will win a premiership. I don't know, probably 5 to 10 years.
Who knows, bro?
They've got a long project.
Who knows?
Not
if they sign Addo-Carr, but they got like Addo-Carr, you have a good line. If that's with a few young guns there, bro, like I feel like
I
they
feel
could.
Mitchell Moses, he's not patient he can't wait another 3 to 4 2 to 3 years. I think he needs.
I don't think he's gonna last the Parramatta. I reckon he will leave
one more year, maybe.
Maybe one more year. You give him a contract either at Roosters or Dogs. Yeah. I reckon. I think the way I can see it, because you know how Chad Townsend is there for 1 year with Roosters. I reckon once Chad Townsend retires, I think Mitchell Moses signs there at Roosters, and then he'll get back into the premiership.
Zach Lomax.
Yeah.
I feel when you've been at a club for that long, you cannot be disrespecting them like that. You can't, man. Players that have stayed at a club that have been loyal, they leave the club saying, even former Bulldogs players, you see them praising the club, not just talking bad about the bad memories. And that's where Zach Lomax, for me, he's completely wrong.
Because he was saying where they are now, I don't think we can. I think he said we, as in him and Ben Hunt. I don't know. Don't quote me on it, but he said that he doesn't think that he can win a premiership there anytime soon. It's like, bros, you're basically saying, Dragons won't win nothing for the next few years. Not right. Your fans are doomed. Your whole club's doomed, and I'm at a better club. That is a slap in the face. I wonder how Dragons fans feel about that, because if that was the Dogs, bro, I'm knocking on the door. I'm knocking on the
everyone will be raging off.
Shane Flanagan, man, I believe in so much in him that he's going to do well next year, and he's going to guide Dragons to another premiership. I just feel the system and the structure they've had place for since Zach Lomax has been there, it's just they've always been lying to their players. Like Ben Hunt had enough of the board. Now Lomax, you could see he wanted to leave because he wasn't getting. You weren't seeing the potential of what he can do.
But you know what's crazy about? Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, it's good.
Bro, he made Test. He made Origin this year, all under the Dragons, under his Dragons' reign,
and especially this year where they said, "No, you're going to play a wing." And he didn't want to play wing. And look, it benefited his career.
Exactly.
You'd say he's better at the wing.
Yeah.
So he wants to go back to center. Disrespectful.
That's why he didn't get centre.
I think Dragons fans will be happy now he left.
Oh, yeah. Even Ben Hunt, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Even Ben Hunt's termination, I was surprised he lasted that long, Ben Hunt.
Yeah, I know.
So, I think that they're two players that Dragons fans, you know what, they're out of the club. We're happy. Let's move forward.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah. How about Terrell May?
That was a shock.
That was a big shock, man. Yeah. Honestly, he's been playing so well this year with Roosters. And every time he charges down and he's put a lot of tries, I'm surprised about that. Well, and you don't see that as much.
He's actually a try scoring machine.
He's like him getting a release is like, what are you doing?
Well, he's a free agent now. He can sign anywhere for next year. This is a deal Bulldogs need to get.
Yeah, either him or
even if he's a player that comes off the bench, because off the bench he's he destroys the people in front of him, 100%. The players in front of him. We need him. We need a forward desperately. Give him, I'd say, like a Josh Curran, give him a 1 year contract, see how he goes, and then sign him up if you're happy. I always say, I feel every team in the competition has a good forward pack. Yeah. I think we've got the fittest, but we don't have the strongest.
Yeah.
And him, I think we're the only club that need a big forward like him.
Yeah.
And we've spoken about Leo Thompson previously, and that he's another player Dogs want to get. And if we really want to push for the premiership next year, those are the two players you should be getting. I know Leo Thompson will come 2026, but that can be our forward pack for the next 5 years.
Because exactly.
Melbourne have Nelson.
Yeah.
Sharks now have Fanua Blake. Panthers have Leota.
Warriors. But don't forget, Roosters got Spencer Lena as well.
Everyone has this big forward that everyone keeps on. We need Terrell May in the club.
Yeah. I think, Terrell May.
And if you can, because if it wasn't for the release, we would have been getting him 2026. But now you're getting a chance to get him early in 2025 next year to start with the boys. And that could push us to go further in the finals if we make it.
But how weird was it a couple of days ago when everyone was blowing up about the comments saying about Terrell May and Leo Thompson were coming to Dogs, and I was full believing it. Yeah, I'm like, I thought it's official, and I'm like, we've got the best forward pack now in the club, and then all of a sudden they took it off the post on the Bulldogs.
It wasn't official.
It wasn't official yet.
So, but I think I know it was reported on Fox Sports something that Leo Thompson on Friday met up with the club and to talk about contracts. So there is a potential that deal has either gone through or still in negotiation. I think that Leo Thompson deal will go through.
Because we know
Bulldogs are known as the dogs of war, and it's mostly because of our forward pack and the resilience we show on the field. Just imagine Leah Thompson at 8, Terrell at 10, Kikau and Preston on the edge.
Yeah, they'll be.
You've got Curran on the bench with Amon
and Tupanua as well.
Tupanua as well.
Tupanua,
maybe.
Takiaho's gone.
He's gone mainly on a what is it, train and trial?
Yeah, train and trial. So I think he's going to go retirement.
Is that forward pack good enough for us to win the comp next year?
I think so.
Because that's what I feel we're missing right now.
I reckon that's what it is.
I think so.
Pack.
If you're going to get these type of players like Amoni, Tupanua, Thompson, even what's name Terrell, mate, they'll be ruthless. It'll be ruthless. Even with Kikau, imagine him and what's name Terrell made together.
Crazy,
bro. Kikau has big charges on his bloody shoulder. Like he'll smash anyone. Terrell May, he'll jump all over you like a bloody truck machine.
Bro, it'll definitely relieve a lot of stress on our outside backs, man.
Yeah, because
telling you.
Oh yeah, go. Okay, I'm just
it's a twin thing.
Talking about Terrell May is a massive loss for Roosters, and do you feel Roosters next year they're not looking good at all?
They're not.
I personally think they'll miss it next year.
100%. You know what? I was saying it to Luke the other time. I was like to him, I said, the way how he's bought Chad Townsend, I'm like, what for? I'm like, how he's going to win games next year? And they're saying about James Tedesco might be off contract as well by probably end of the year next year as well.
Maybe.
Because probably re-sign him, but Roosters don't have a lot of players.
They don't have that much.
Speaking to a lot of Roosters fans, I know they're not confident for next year.
Oh, they're doomed from the start.
Yeah,
bro. All ACL injuries at the start.
So Walker might come late during the season.
Yeah, I think so. Even Brandon Smith as well after his injury as well.
It's not looking good,
I think top 8's not out of the question. But top 4's out of the question.
But I can't believe what Nick Polite has done.
They've lost Tupanua. They've lost...
they lost so many players.
Manu, Sawali, Brendan Smith's always getting injured during the season. Yeah,
so
it's not
all
looking
those key
good
players,
at all.
man.
It's not looking good. Yeah.
It looks terrible, man.
See what happens next year. But that's wrap up for League Talk for this week. Sorry, guys, we took a hiatus for 2 weeks again. But if you're new here, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode or next podcast.